Oh, so I don't need to move. Okay. Thank you.
She shouldn't be doing any of that. No, she's just here.
So you're going to get a nice one of these. Got about 25 seconds.
I gave it to
And then one of these as well.
just so run late.
She's going to be late because she's at volleyball, so I'm going to do that.
Are you gonna stand up?
I'm going to stand up over there. They're going to walk across on my hands. So good. It'd be like a wedding. A good wedding, not my wedding.
His wedding?
Brittany and Edith.
Her wedding, not his wedding.
You guys decide.
Meeting is called to order. Please stand for the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Welcome, everyone, to the September regular meeting of the Community High School District 94 Board of Education. Mission statement, please.
Community High School strives to promote and provide growth experiences in learning, leadership, and living.
Thank you, Rich. Board agreements, please.
Closed session meetings. Board members respect the confidentiality of privileged information and will not divulge conversations, discussions, or deliberations that take place during a closed session meeting. Board members understand that to divulge closed session information not only damages the relationship of the team, but has the potential for far-reaching consequences which may impact future district operations.
Thank you, Lynn. Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Here.
Miss Casey Mayer?
Here.
Mr. Remus?
Present.
Miss Munoz?
Here.
Mr. Nagle?
Present.
Mr. Sake?
Present.
Mr. Suniga?
Here.
All right, Student of the Month.
Hey, our student of the month, August student of the month is Gabriella Marin. West Chicago Community High School is proud to announce Gabriella Marin as the August student of the month. Gabriella, a senior, has distinguished herself through her academic excellence, leadership, and service to the community. With a weighted GPA of 4.583, she has earned a spot on the High Honor Roll and has been a recipient of the Wildcat Pride Award. Gabriella is an active leader within West Chicago Community High School, serving as a snowball leader and a member of the Student Council. Outside of school, she works at a local retirement home and volunteers her time creating care packages for cancer patients. Her dedication to helping others reflects her deep commitment to making a positive impact in her community. As she looks ahead to the future, Gabriella plans to attend college and pursue a career as a lawyer. When asked about her journey at WCCHS, she reflected on one of her favorite memories, meeting my best friend. Her advice to her peers is simple but powerful. Don't think that your hard work is going to be for nothing. Teachers who nominated Gabriella had nothing but praise for her hard work and resilience. One teacher noted, "Gabby moved here to a brand new country with almost no English, and in only a few years has pushed herself to the level of taking multiple AP classes. She is extremely involved in the school community and will give back as a newcomer ambassador, helping students who are new to the United States navigate a new school, culture, and language. She is a role model for her peers." Another nominator emphasized Gabriella's character, stating, "She is honest, genuine, and one of the hardest workers I know. Gabriella puts her heart and soul into everything she does, always caring for others and striving to reach her goals. She is an outstanding leader and a model for her peers. Gabriella Marin's determination, compassion, and leadership make her an exemplary Wildcat, and we are thrilled to honor her as the August Student of the Month. We look forward to seeing all that she will accomplish in the future." Congratulations.
Congratulations, Gabriella. That brings us to good news of the district, AP Scholars with Distinction.
The Advanced Placement Scholar with Distinction is the highest level of recognition amongst the 119 AP scholars at West Chicago Community High School. To earn this award, students must achieve an average score of at least 3.5 on all AP exams taken and score 3 or higher on 5 or more of these exams. Of the 38 AP scholars with distinction, 20 were graduates from the class of 2024. Tonight, we recognize the remaining 18 students still enrolled at WCCHS who will later receive their cords to be worn at graduation. All of these students have demonstrated exceptional dedication and academic excellence, and we congratulate them on this remarkable achievement. We'll start with Lauren Dusing. Pardon me?
She'll be coming later.
Oh, okay, that's okay. Pearson Foos. Emily Haninia. She'll be coming later too, all right. And I think Gillen Hostika is not here right now. Helena Jankowska. Addison Jeffrey. Diana Jimenez, which is coming later, who's coming later, I think. Daniel Kurikos. Yasmin Lopez Pedrosa. Asher McNeil. I believe Sophia Newell will be coming later. Peter O'Brien. Ansh Parikh. Tyler Petrie. Nathan Prisbilko. Akil Riaz. Jessica Thunberg. And Zachariah Williamson. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you. All right, now, how do we follow up all that good news of the district? With a public hearing on a proposed 2024 to 2025 budgets. Never follow animal acts, right?
You really know how to retain an audience.
I do not blame them.
So far, so good.
So far, so good. Okay. All right, second time through, a little quicker. A school budget represents the financial, operational, and most importantly, instructional goals of the school board and the district leadership. During the budgeting process, every effort was made to identify as many known revenues and expenditures as possible. As a reminder, the school budget represents only a plan, and the actual revenues and expenditures may be different than the budget. Here's that timetable that we followed for the approval of the fiscal year 2025 budget. As we know, I'm presenting the final budget for adoption tonight. Once adopted, administration will submit to the ISB and the county clerk by September 30th. The annual budget is 8 separate budgets for each of the listed funds and is prepared with the goal to ensure each fund is balanced and funds used appropriately. You'll find a separate section for each of these funds in the booklet in front of you. Here are the changes to the tentative budget. EBF came in higher than expected at a total of $8.7 million, which is $466,000 higher than I anticipated. On the other side of the coin, though, is a $359,000 reduction in corporate personal property replacement tax. The CPPRT is now anticipated to be at $1.5 million. Both of these changes will be reflected in the operations and maintenance funds. The other changes will occur in the education fund. On the revenue side, we saw a large rebate coming in from SACID for Medicaid funding, so I've increased that line by $50,000. I've also updated the expense line for math textbooks, which was approved by the board back in March. And then lastly, I've added $20,000 to food service for meals to be provided during winter and spring breaks as requested by the board. Here's a snapshot of all the funds. Due to capital projects, we expect to have a deficit overall funds. The operations and maintenance fund balance will be used for next year's anticipated capital improvements, which will be transferred to the capital projects fund to better account for these projects. The anticipated ending fund balance provides almost 7 months of savings. And then we'll take a closer look at the operating funds. These are the 5 funds that we consider to be our operating funds. With the transfer to capital projects, the surplus in the operations and maintenance fund will offset a portion of the reduction in that fund. The transportation fund is a planned deficit with minibuses finally arriving sometime this year. The anticipated ending fund balance provides almost 8 months of savings. There are several sources and types of revenue which we receive on an annual basis. Our revenues come from various sources like the tax levy process, investing of fund balance, and from grants submitted to ISB. Revenues will drive the school budget, and as such, the budgeting process begins with revenue. Once the revenue budget is set, then we can take a closer look of how we can appropriate those funds to meet the needs of our students. As expected, much of our revenue is received from local property taxes and corporate property personal replacement tax. The state portion is mainly the evidence-based funding, which continues to increase year over year as we are still expected to be, as we are still Tier 1 for EBF. The federal portion of the last couple of years had mainly consisted of CARES funding. With that funding ending, our federal revenue is now back to a more normal 3.5%. The local section of the pie chart is comparable to other schools in DuPage County, although most of the Collier counties are even more dependent on property taxes when compared to District 94. This graph represents the property taxes we receive each of the last 4 fiscal years, along with the budget amount for FY25. As a reminder, the tax levy is submitted in December, and then payments received on that tax levy are received the following June through September. As such, and because residents are paying their property taxes between 2 different fiscal years, and as D94 records revenue on the cash basis of accounting, the actual receipt of the property taxes for each year fluctuates. We will receive the rest of the 2023 tax levy and the estimated first half of the 24 tax levy on FY25. This estimate includes a 5% increase to AAV and the known December 2023 CPI of 3.4%. Aside from our main source of revenue, which are the property taxes we just discussed, there are several other revenue sources. The main one to point out is the evidence-based funding, or EBF, under Tier 1 funding. As noted earlier, ISB has provided our total allocation, which will be $8.7 million, which is reflected on this slide. At some point, the district will move to Tier 2, but it is a bit of a guessing game at this point as ISB's adequacy mark keeps moving. According to ISB, the district is currently at 70% adequate, while the benchmark for Tier 2 starts at 78%. The other categorical funding include the CTEI grant for our vocational program and the pupil transportation reimbursement claim. The state actually paid all 4 payments of the transportation claim this past year. I don't expect that to be the norm, and as such, I expect the revenue to decrease in these accounts even though our transportation costs are higher. You can also see the CARES funding dwindling down as this funding ends on September 30th. The other federal grants are expected to stay basically flat this year. The other sources listed here are the corporate personal property replacement tax and interest. As noted earlier, CPPRT came in much lower than I had originally expected at a reduction of 33%. I suspect it will go back to a normal level around $1.1 million next year, so even lower. Revenues in our operating funds are expected to decrease by 4% when comparing to FY24. The decrease is mainly due to CARES funding expiring. We have 8 different classifications of an expenditure per the Illinois Program Accounting Manual. As the expenditure side of the budget is prepared, the salary and benefits are calculated first, and as this is the largest portion of the budget and mostly a known expenses calculated from the collective bargaining agreements, which takes into account the salary schedule increases and lane changes. From there, discussions with department heads take place to determine the specific supplies, equipment, and software needs of their students. Educating students is a people-intensive business, so it's no surprise that salaries and benefits are the largest portion of our expenditures at just over 62%. The purchase services and supply portions are largely made up of our transportation contracts, along with software needs, maintenance, and custodial supplies, and curriculum supplies. The capital outlay section includes much of the technology equipment and facility improvements planned. And lastly, the other section is comprised of special education tuition, which continues to increase. The operating fund expenditures are anticipated to have an increase of 4.9%. The increase is due to salary and benefits increasing, being fully staffed in various areas, as well as multiple capital improvement projects. As the budget is compiled, I try to find as many knowns as possible. Some of those knowns include salaries or staff, which includes ratified contracts for teachers and support staff. We had a large portion of salaries now being allocated to local funding after they were originally part of the ESSER funding. As the board also knows, health benefits continue to increase at over 8%. Again, each year I meet with various department heads to review their anticipated needs for the upcoming school year. Because of zero-based budgeting and the purchase services and supply accounts for the departments have minimal increases. And then lastly, tuition for our outplaced students. We have various capital projects we intend to complete over the year and into next summer. The majority of these projects are recommended from our architect's DLA. If you recall from 2022, DLA provided a facility plan noting most of these needed improvements. These improvements included 2 sections of the roof, a parking lot on the south side of the building by entrance H, updating the 3rd floor bathrooms and replacing light fixtures, ceiling tiles, and potentially some flooring. DLA will be taking the lead on much of these projects. I will update the board with specific bids as we get closer to those going out. Additionally, we have our normal annual furniture order. The minibuses that the board approved in the spring of 2023 are expected to finally arrive this year. The Bishop Gym flooring is need of refinishing. The lighting at the field is due for improvements, which we would recommend LED lighting for this project. We are also exploring options for the transition center for our special education department. Lastly, we had some projects start a little late over the summer, which has led to some late submittals of pay applications to be paid, leading to a large chunk of expenditures being paid out of FY25. As I've noted, we have a lot of capital improvement projects we are anticipating to complete this year. In order to better account for these projects and to have a better overall understanding of our normal operating expenditures and our operating funds, we will be recommending a transfer of $3 million from the Operations and Maintenance Fund to the Capital Projects Fund. Also, as we normally do, we have a transfer of interest from the Working Cash Fund to the Education Fund. Here's an overview of the CARES ESSER dollars that we have received and spent as of June 30th, 2024. We currently have spent almost $5.2 million of the $5.3 allocated. Expenditures have included academic coaching, replacement of turf for PE classes, additional STAR Avid staffing, modular furniture for more flexible seating, student support initiative stipends, providing free meals, and addressing poor ventilation in various locations in the building, just to name a few. The remaining $100,000 will be used towards salaries for student support initiatives, social workers, guidance counselors, and quad lab teachers and community supplies. So, individual or family, a savings plan is part of any good financial plan. The anticipated ending fund balances at the end of the fiscal year shows that we have some flexibilities for future projects and could cover any disruptions in local, state, and or federal revenues, which is always a good thing. The percent of expenditure numbers are based on the last 3 years and the average of those expenditures. If you recall from the recent facility plan that DLA presented in 2022, we still have about $16 million of projects remaining to complete, and these fund balances will help us to accomplish these projects along with those unforeseen projects that always come along. Any questions?
Why is CPPRT dropping from last year and you're estimating it'll drop even further next year?
That's a great question, Rich, that many of my counterpart CSBOs have been asking that question for years of how does CPPRT work? And it's a bit of a mystery to everybody. It seems to be a pot of money that the state likes to fill up or take away as they see fit. And so, I mean, some of the argument there was during COVID that we were getting extra funding based on corporations in the area making more money. But I'm not sure if that's the case or not. So I wish I had a better explanation. My only guess is I think it's going to come back down to normal, which was around 1.1 million before COVID hit. So that's my only guess.
So it's not really dropping, we just had a bubble during COVID and it's returning to where it had been?
Correct.
Who distributes that money?
The Illinois Department of Revenue.
Well, somewhere, somebody must have the standards or the formulas they use, right? I mean, it can't just be, somebody, pulls a number out of a hat and says, here's what you're gonna get. I would hope.
Talking about the Illinois state government, that is exactly what happened. Remember the Blagojevich, my pocket needs some money, I'm just taking it.
Rich, but I'm not sure if somebody has a formula somewhere, they just haven't shared it with us.
Nice of them.
Okay, at this point, is there any public comment on the proposed 2024 to 2025 budget? Hearing none, is there further board discussion of the proposed budget? Hearing none, the recommended motion that the Board of Education adjourn the public hearing portion of the Board of Education meeting at 7:21 p.m.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. The recommended motion that the Board of Education adopt the budget for the 2024 to 2025 school year as presented in the public hearing conducted on September 17th, 2024, and sign the applicable school district budget form.
So moved.
Okay.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. We have a budget. That brings us to public participation. This is the portion of our meeting where any member of the public may address the Board of Education on any topic. We welcome your comments and will carefully listen to your concerns. We will not be able to engage in a dialogue during public participation, but when appropriate, we will direct the administration to follow up. Presentations are limited to no more than 5 minutes per person, with a total time limit of 30 minutes for public participation. If you wish to make personal charges or complaints against individual employees, volunteers, or students of the district, we request that you send the board your concerns in writing rather than stating those concerns during public comment. If anyone currently present wishes to make public comment and hasn't already done so, please fill out one of the comment forms in the back of the room and hand it to someone seated at the table. At this point, we have received no comment cards and we have received no electronic requests for public participation. So that brings us to reports and information. Director of Business Services report, Dan.
Again.
Back again.
Just a few updates. We're working with our first student transportation. We had a little bit of a hiccup, but we started with some weekly meetings on Friday mornings with them just to discuss the past week and how how they can continue to improve and how we can continue to help them improve. But the past week went well with minimal issues or concerns. So we are improving. The board agenda financial documents have been updated in the agenda as discussed during the September Committee of the Whole meeting. Please let me know if you have any questions on those new documents. I'm working with the Lend Finance Committee as one of the 2 DuPage County Tier 1 districts for evidence-based funding. They will be presenting on EBF at the Lend Council meeting this coming Friday. Some of the discussions have included inequity in the allocation of EBF, impact of EBF if the General Assembly decides to bail out CPS, and what if EBF is underfunded. And then also on this agenda for for tonight is under new business is a request for approval for an intergovernmental agreement with Schools of Illinois Purchasing Cooperative, or SIPC. This cooperative concentrates on building and facility management, such as staff training, site assessment, and benchmark analysis at no cost to the district. The cooperative also has had public bidding for services such as performance contracted energy contracts and green, clean custodial programs, which we may utilize in the future. And lastly, with the budget being approved, please remember to sign the budget document before you leave today. That concludes my report.
I have a question about the Land Finance Committee. Can anybody go to that? Like if we wanted to attend that? We could
Believe
attend.
so.
Do they record it perchance?
I do not believe so.
Because I'm assuming that's probably in the morning or something, right?
I believe it's at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
It's Friday, yeah.
8 o'clock this Friday. Gary usually attends.
Oh, okay. All right, good. You can let us know how it goes, Gary.
Any other questions for Dan? All right, thank you, Dan. Director of Human Services report, Julie.
Well, I want to start by thanking everyone who was able to attend dessert with the board this evening. It's a nice, long-standing tradition that really shows the value that we have in our new staff members. And there's a good showing of support staff, licensed and administrative staff, so thank you for being there. And of course, a shout out to Mrs. Slezak's Foods 2 classes. Those are some really tasty treats. I think I need to go back and try the other ones that I haven't had a chance to try yet. Next, an update on our support staff mentorship program. The program is up and running, and each of the 7 new hires in our support staff since July 1 have been paired with a mentor who supports their professional growth and their job performance. Mentors go through an orientation and are provided with guidelines that were jointly designed by members of the Support Staff Association and the administration over the past year. We will look to gauge the success of the program in the coming months and hope that it will contribute to greater retention and sense of belonging for our support staff members. Speaking of sense of belonging, another update on our wellness programming. The Staff Wellness Committee, which is headed by school counselor Tracy Lucas and school social worker Allie Cockrum, has kicked off the programming for the 24-25 school year. Some highlights this fall include participation in the West Chicago Fit for Fall 5K, the annual biometric screening and flu shot clinic, adult SEL during the November Institute Day, and Wellness Wednesdays twice per month, such as DIY iced tea and coffee that's coming up, yoga classes. We even just had a stress management lunch and learn as well. The mission of the Staff Wellness Committee is to promote health and wellness among the staff by encouraging habits of wellness, increasing awareness of factors and resources contributing to well-being, inspiring and empowering individuals to take responsibility for their own health, and supporting a sense of community. And lastly, pursuant to school code, the administrator and teacher salary and benefits report for the 23-24 school year is presented in tonight's board packet and will be posted to the district's website by October 1st. And that concludes my report.
Thank you, Julie. Any questions?
Did we ever have a chance to establish the sort of the demographics of years of service of our staff?
How do you mean establish? We have some of those data points if you're interested in those.
Yeah, we're gonna, maybe put together a report for the board as far as, the new teachers, established teachers, experienced teachers, and kind of.
So you're looking for years of service. Is it just in licensed staff members, or are you also interested in support?
I think it would be good to
and
see in
administrative?
support as well.
Great.
Administrative.
Yeah, I'd be happy to put that together.
Any other questions? Thank you, Julie. Principals report, Will.
Well, good evening. I want to begin by updating the board on the status of a school-wide procedure that was implemented this year regarding cell phones. As many of you are aware, cell phone usage in schools is a hot topic across the entire country. Last school year, through work with our Teachers Association and our Parent-Teacher Advisory Committee, we developed, communicated, and implemented a procedure for all classes in which students must exchange their cell phones for a pass to the bathroom. Additionally, bathroom passes are color-coded on lanyards, like you see right here, so students wear them around their wrist when they're in the hallway. And they have a color that indicates a geographic part of the building the student should be in to use the bathroom. The procedure has been very positively received. First, our students have complied with this expectation with almost no exceptions, and it's created a palpable difference. They're returning from the bathroom more quickly, and there are fewer students in the hallway in general. Additionally, I'm very happy to report that with the addition of this procedure, 58% of our teachers have instituted additional above and beyond procedures into their classrooms around their expectations to curtail phone usage. Essentially, since all staff have a procedure in place to store phones for bathroom use, many of them have taken the extra step and require all phones to be stored all period. Of the teachers who have not implemented additional procedures, many of them are monitoring if the expectation to simply have the phones put away are working for their respective classrooms. If students are struggling to meet that expectation, many staff plan to institute further procedures in the future. Overall, as you're probably aware, this has been one of the most publicly discussed issues in schools across the country, and it's probably taken up a bit too much of my own podcast listening time as I drive to and from work. Overall, it really has been a challenge for schools, but I want to publicly thank our association's collaboration committee, which has been instrumental and very productive in problem solving this issue. Currently, our plan is that we're going to continue to make this a central topic of the important work for our collaboration committee. It will also continue to be a topic of discussion and high interest for our parent-teacher advisory committee, which Ms. Munoz is the board representative on. And we will continue to make this an issue we work on and discuss with all groups. Finally, I want you to know that we are following the research and news articles about multiple districts and states who have instituted their own bans on cell phones. Our collective goal will be that we will follow these other districts. We're going to measure our own efforts and their effectiveness and determine what, if any, future changes or recommendations we need to make to continue to confront what has become a very fast evolving and large societal challenge. Sunday marked the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. We are very excited about the many ways in which we will be celebrating. We will have student performances at halftime of an upcoming soccer game later this month. And we also started a new celebration called Diversity is Sweet. Big thank you to Miss Walker in the back who had this idea. Diversity is Sweet was your brainchild. Yesterday, as well as each of the next 3 Mondays, we will distribute a traditional candy from a different Latin American country with a flyer that has discussion starters about that country's culture. These are just a few of the many ways that we will be celebrating the rich cultural heritage of various Latin American countries between now and October 15th. Another important topic I want to update the board on is our new Family Outreach Coordinator. Our new coordinator started 2 weeks ago, and we are very excited about the progress and potential of this new role. To date, Ms. O'Con has collaborated with our administration to develop a referral process for staff to help identify families who may benefit from the services, as well as an intake form and process to help us track and provide the appropriate services for families. One example is that on Friday, 9/13, so this last Friday, she was able to work with DuPage County Health to secure a dental services van that was on campus and was able to provide dental services to 19 different students here. We're going to continue to update the board in this important new role, but I'm very happy to report that we are off to a very positive start. In the areas of athletics and activities, I'm happy to say that WeGo Drama presented Alice in Wonderland Down the Rabbit Hole on Friday and Saturday. And as always, the production was high quality and it was very well attended. And we are looking forward to the next production of WeGo Drama later in November. They'll be putting on the musical 6. Athletics continues to have a positive start. We have big accomplishments in boys soccer, girls volleyball, football, as well as all of our programs. And believe it or not, we are already looking forward to golf's senior night on Thursday at St. Andrews Golf Course. Golf is a very quick season that starts early in August, so they're already getting to the tail end of theirs. In the world of teaching and learning, I know it's hard to believe, but we are already working on the details for next school year. We are working out future courses, as well as formatting and updating the course catalog for the 25-26 school year. And I will look forward to bringing these proposals and the course catalog to the board in October as we continue to frame out next school year. I also want to update the board on our government courses for first semester. As you know, our government program is very highly acclaimed and highly recognized. On November 18th, our students are going to participate in a committee hearing structure as they prepare for their summative legislative simulation on December 6th. As you know, this experience mimics the lawmaking process for our students. In addition, our students will also host a candidate forum for individuals running for the DuPage County Board and the DuPage County Forest Preserve District Board on October 8th at 4 o'clock after school on the second floor in the Social Studies Forum. Our students have hosted candidate forums in every election cycle for over a decade, and it has been a very critical part of the learning process as we prepare them for civic engagement. Additionally, staff representatives from our school will be attending the annual Democracy School convening on September 23rd. As a reminder, we were one of the first 3 schools in the entire state to be recognized as a democracy school in 2006, and our staff and administrators continue to work to provide those meaningful civic education to our students, but they are also leaders in the entire state as other schools move toward becoming democracy schools. And I also want to update the board, a very exciting area. Our new anatomy table is up and running. And when I say up, I mean literally. I didn't know this until recently, but you can rotate it 90 degrees so it's standing up like a person, which is also a little creepy, if I'm being very honest. But over 90 students in our anatomy and physiology have had the chance to interact with the incredible table. And I really want to thank our science division head, Scott Albright, who put the table on public display during open house. Mr. Nagel, I'm not sure, I think you were there, might have been able to walk by it, but lots of our parents got to interact with the table as well and see what this incredible device is capable of when it comes to helping our kids learn in a unique way.
Is that something that maybe we can have a little board field trip to see sometime?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because
We absolutely can do
that
it.
sounds exciting.
Yeah, and I will just say, not being an anatomy major, but it exceeds all expectations in every way. It really does. And I look forward to continuing to update the board on how that device is going to continue to really just change the way that we're able to do different things in science and healthcare. Last but not least, you'll notice that I have brought a bodyguard to our board meetings now. No, I'm pleased to welcome our new board member representatives. So this year, Kashika Narain, seated to my left, and Lauren Duzing, who will be joining us later from a volleyball match, will be serving as our student board representatives. Both of these seniors went through a rigorous application and very scary interview process with myself and Dr. Johansson. They also wrote an essay and provided a reference from a staff member, and they come very, very highly recommended, and these are 2 wonderful involved students. And like all of you, I am just very excited for their perspectives that they're going to share with us throughout this year, and really starting this great new tradition of having student voice very present at our board meetings. And they will be sharing their first formal reports at our October regular meeting. As always, you guys also have our attendance and discipline data in your packets.
Any questions?
Are we working with our sender districts on cell phone policy so that the transition is smooth? We're not, hitting any culture bumps?
We are, Mr. Nagel, and one of the benefits of District 33 being on a little bit of a later finish than we are right now is that last school year, at the end, our year was over, I got to go over to Lehman and spend the better part of a day there and see some of the things that Miss Lay, the principal at Lehman, has done. And they really have done a very good job of instituting different rules and cultural expectations to make sure those phones are away. Now, I will say in a lot of the research and talking to different companies that have strategies or things to help you with that, middle school to high school, it's a bit of a difference in terms of the rules and procedures. And right now, I'm just very excited about the different cultural expectations that we've been able to instill through a procedural change. But I'm going to monitor these other districts that are doing other things. Winfield and Benjamin, as a little bit of a smaller ecosystem, they've had a much easier time, too, of just curtailing that phone usage at that age level.
All right, thank you, Will. Superintendent's report. Kurt.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to start off by giving you an update on our strategic planning process. Selection of team members for our core team and data team are complete, and our other team members should be finalized by the end of September. Our communication plan will begin in 2 weeks, which will include a letter of introduction and a brief video. Surveys for students, staff, and families will take place immediately following the communication to all stakeholders. And I've included the planning timeline below for your reference. You can see there were a couple of additional sessions added, which is a Saturday session on January 11th. We've also, at the 11th hour here, have added a couple of sessions with our feeder schools to get the 7th and 8th grade perspective as well, and we're in the process of coordinating those dates with our feeder schools. So all in all, it's a very, very thorough and extensive process, and I'm excited to get it started. It seems like it's been building for the last month or two, and We're going to hit the ground running here next week with our first meeting. An update from ISB. ISB recently identified a data publication glitch where general student information was accessed on the ISB website. As a result, all school districts were asked by ISB to include a letter in each student's file whose data may have been compromised by this glitch in order to comply with FERPA requirements. We have fully complied with this request, and members of our MIS department have included said letter. Keeping with the past couple of months, I'd like to give you an update on my community and stakeholder engagement. I continue to have many wonderful opportunities to meet with a variety of stakeholders throughout the community. Since my last report, I met with the West Chicago Rotary to talk specifically about our strategic planning involvement and process. I met with our associate district superintendents to talk about our Operate data dashboard implementation and how we are going to meet monthly to review what type of dashboards we are implementing along with them so we can ensure some continuity between the districts. I also met with Elizabeth Hennessy from Raymond James and Associates to discuss our bonds and debt service profile. Had a wonderful opportunity to have lunch with Molly Beckdean, the director of We Go Together for Kids. And I thought I knew a lot about what she did. I had no idea. Truly a remarkable human being that services our community. And last week, I had a chance to sit down with Michael Gutman, the West Chicago City Administrator. And since that time, we have established a monthly coffee, if you will, so we can ensure that we're all on the same page with the city and with the district. So it's just been another wonderful month of getting to know our external stakeholders. Much like Dr. Dwyer, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize and congratulate our new student advisors to the Board of Education, Lauren Duzing and Kashika Narain. I believe that in order for us to truly know what our students need, then we should simply just ask them and ensure they're a part of the process. As a district, we have always valued and respected our students' voice and overall perspective. This is yet another wonderful opportunity to hear directly from our students and to ensure their voice is at the forefront of all decisions we make in the district. We're excited to have you on this team, and we look forward to your input, so thank you. Last but not least, our Freedom of Information Act request. We have received and completed 5 FOIA requests since the last regular Board of Education meeting. Ms. Worsloff has responded within the required time frame. These requests have been included in your packet. This concludes my report.
Questions? All right, thank you, Kurt. Committee and representative reports. Kurt again.
This will be relatively brief. As you can see in your board packet, I've only met with 2 committees since our last board meeting. The DEOS, which is our DuPage Area Occupational Education System. Our Board of Directors meeting was held on September 12th. During this meeting, students of the month were recognized and informational reports were presented on administrator and teacher salaries and benefits, as well as the summer school cosmetology program. Additional information regarding this meeting can be found in your board packet. LEND, Dan talked about that earlier. Our next meeting is this Friday, September 20th, where I will be in attendance and will likely be presenting, thank you, Dan, at that as well. So bring your popcorn, Gary. SACID is our School Association for Special Education in DuPage. There's no updates at this time. Our next board meeting is scheduled for tomorrow, the 18th. And then DuPage IASA held their monthly meeting on September 11th. Guest speakers included Dawn Bridges and Gary Zabilka, where they presented on leadership and professional development offerings through IASA. The next DuPage IASA meeting is scheduled for October 9th. There are no recommendations at this time, and this concludes the committee report.
All right, thank you, Kurt. That brings us to future dates. October 1st is our next Committee of the Whole meeting, and October 15th is our next regular Board of Education meeting. At this time, any open comments from board members?
I've been authorized by Mr. Begovich to let the board know that he sets aside some complimentary tickets to all his performances. So if you decide at the last minute you want to go, haven't had a chance to reserve tickets or anything, he always has a few extra for board member and guest. I wouldn't bring the whole gang, but you know, he's encouraging the board members to attend, and they're good shows.
Is there a procedure? Do you just go to the ticket table, or do you have to go directly to Mr. Begovich for that?
No, you just go to the ticket table, tell them you're a board member. They have a couple of extra tickets around. And unless it's packed, you know, if it's reserved seating, they'll, you know, give you a couple of tickets with seats. If it's open general seating, they'll give you the tickets. So.
Thank you for the heads up. That's good to know. Any other open comments? All right, any future issues from board members? All right, hearing none, that brings us to consent agenda. Does anybody wish any items removed from the consent agenda for separate action?
Can I get removal of minutes from August 20th regular board meeting and the September 3rd committee of the whole meeting?
Okay, so we'll just basically hold off on approval of minutes as a separate item. All right, anything else other than approval of minutes? All right, the recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the consent agenda for financials and reports, press plus 115 policies, press plus 116 policies, purchasing policy 4:60, and personnel report as presented.
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
All right, motion carries. The recommended motions to approve the minutes from the August 20th, 2024 regular Board of Education meeting and the September 3rd, 2024 Committee of the Whole meeting minutes, both open and closed.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Abstain.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
Motion carries. There being no old business, we move to new business. Track and field record board invoice. The recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the payment to Bannerville USA, Inc., Western Springs, Illinois, in the amount of $16,970 for the installation of track and field record boards in the field house.
Move.
Second.
Any discussion?
This is the one where we purchased it without approval?
Correct.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Motion carries. PAES lab invoice. The recommended motion that the Board of Education retroactively approve the purchase and payment in the amount of $44,875 for a PAES lab from PAES Production LLC, Thousand Oaks, California.
Moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Motion carries. Contract renewals. Recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the list of contracts renewing Classwork Co., Discovery Education, Pearson Virtual School, Connexus, and KGEAT Company as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz?
Aye.
Mr. Nagel? Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Motion carries. New contracts. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the 3-year membership of the Goalbook Toolkit from Enome Inc., San Mateo, California, in the total amount of $42,483.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Casey Mayer?
Aye.
Mr. Ramos?
Aye.
Ms. Munoz? Aye. Mr. Nagel?
Aye.
Mr. Sake?
Aye.
Mr. Zuniga?
Aye.
Mr. Brown?
Aye. Motion carries. Thermosystems quote. The recommended motion is the Board of Education retroactively approve the proposal from Thermosystems LLC in the amount of $11,239.54 to repair the chiller.
So move.
Second.
Any discussion?
Have we gotten any more information on warranty of that?
Yeah, we have a portion of it's going to be covered under warranty. The parts in the refrigerant itself will be under the warranty. They actually haven't come out to take care of that yet, which we hope will be next week or at the end of this week. They apparently are a little backed up.
So what we're approving will be retroactively refunded from us, or what we're approving is what's left after their warranty takes care of it.
What you're approving is the total amount. We haven't been given the amount that's going to be under warranty, the total amount that will be under warranty.
So but the actual expense will be less than what we're approving.
So essentially, this is a not-to-exceed kind of thing.
Correct.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Ms. Munoz. Aye. Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Motion carries. Terrence Electric proposal. The recommended motion is the Board of Education approve the proposal from Terrence Electric to replace lighting in the upper maintenance garage for the geometry in construction class in the amount of $11,755, including the alternate pricing for exit and emergency lighting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Ms. Munoz. Aye. Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Motion carries. VeriQuest poster printer quote. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the purchase of the VeriQuest Perfecta and supplies in the total amount of $10,955.99.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Ms. Munoz. Aye.
Motion carries. FY 2025 Appendix B recommendation. The recommended motion that the Board of Education approve the addition of a winter play choreographer position, Appendix B Group 7, for the 2024 to 2025 school year.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Ms. Munoz. Aye. Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Motion carries. Schools of Illinois Purchasing Cooperative, SIPC Intergovernmental Agreement. The Board of Education, the recommended motion is that the Board of Education approve the intergovernmental agreement with Schools of Illinois Purchasing Cooperative.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Ms. Munoz. Aye. Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Motion carries. That concludes our public business for the evening. We will be going into closed session. The recommended motion that the Board of Education hold a closed session at 7:51 PM for the purpose of exception number 14, self-evaluation, specifically board workshop.
Moved.
Second.
All those in favor, roll call.
Mr. Brown.
Aye.
Ms. Casey Mayer.
Aye.
Mr. Remus.
Aye.
Ms. Munoz. Aye. Mr. Nagel.
Aye.
Mr. Sake.
Aye.
Mr. Suniga.
Aye.
Motion carries, so we are going into closed session. Why don't we take 5?
Apple cider cookies are good.
Are they? Good.
I'm sure you got homework to do, okay?
So for like the next ones, do I have to bring